In a time of idolatry and spiritual darkness, the prophet Elijah emerges as God's spokesman to challenge false gods and reveal the power of the God of Israel. In an epic battle against the prophets of Baal, Elijah's faith is put to the test, culminating in a divine spectacle that will change the destiny of a nation. The story takes place in the kingdom of Israel, ruled by King Ahab and his wife, Jezebel. They have led the people into idolatry, worshipping false gods such as Baal. The film begins by showing the moral and spiritual crisis in the kingdom, with pagan rituals, social injustices, and a great drought that has lasted 3 years, as a punishment from God. The prophet Elijah, the main character, is shown as a simple man, but courageous and fervent in his faith. In the opening scenes, he faces the threats of Jezebel and sees the devastation of the drought. One day, God speaks to Elijah, ordering him to go to King Ahab to announce a great challenge. Elijah meets with Ahab in the midst of political and religious tension. Ahab accuses him of being the cause of Israel's problems, but Elijah responds that the problems come from idolatry and the rejection of the true God. Elijah proposes a challenge on Mount Carmel. He and the 450 prophets of Baal will prepare a sacrifice, each to his own god, and the God who answers with fire will be the true God. The announcement of the challenge spreads throughout the kingdom, and a crowd gathers on Mount Carmel to watch. The preparation of the sacrifice by the prophets of Baal is marked by an atmosphere of suspense and drama. They dance, shout, and cut themselves, trying to invoke their God, but the sky remains silent. Scenes alternate between the despair of the prophets of Baal and the calmness of Elijah, who in turn mocks them, saying, "Shout louder! Perhaps your God is busy or asleep." When it is Elijah's turn, he rebuilds an altar to the Lord with 12 stones, representing the tribes of Israel. The film shows the silence and tension as Elijah places the wood and the bull on the altar. To make the demonstration even more powerful, he orders water to be poured over the sacrifice, soaking it 3 times until the water fills a trench around the altar. The audience is left in suspense. Then Elijah approaches and humbly prays, "O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known today that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant and have done everything according to your word. Answer me, O Lord, answer me, so that these people may know that you, O Lord, are God and are bringing their hearts back to them." At this crucial moment, the sky darkens and a flash of lightning splits the clouds. Suddenly, fire descends from the heavens, consuming not only the sacrifice, but also the wood, stones, and water around the altar. The crowd watches in amazement, and in reverent silence, they fall to their knees, proclaiming, "The Lord, He is God! The Lord, He is God!" The scene is intense, with special effects showing the fire and the people's reaction. Elijah then orders the prophets of Baal to be arrested, leading to a great upheaval in the kingdom. After God's triumph, Elijah climbs to the top of Mount Carmel and prays for rain. The sky, which has been closed for 3 years, begins to fill with dark clouds. Then a strong wind arises and rain falls abundantly, bringing renewal to the land. Ahab departs back to his palace, while Elijah, strengthened by the Spirit of God, runs ahead of the king's chariot into the city. The film ends with scenes showing the effects of the challenge. The people of Israel begin to abandon their idols and turn to the true God. Ahab returns thoughtful, while Jezebel, furious, plans revenge against Elijah. The prophet, in turn, retreats to the desert, where God will continue to guide him. The film highlights Elijah's courage and unshakable faith, God's power over all things, and the importance of turning one's heart to the true God. It is a story about faith, courage, and the fight against idolatry in difficult times.